So this video is following on from the part of the blog post, How to Make Money from Backing Favourites. And we've looked back from a couple, 2.5 years or so, from 2022. BSP rank, we're not using SP rank. BSP rank equals 1, so it's the BSP favourite. And we're going for, just to narrow it down a little bit, the BSP must be 6.5 or less, okay? So over these years, we can see that there's been a 35% strike rate of these Betfair BSP favourites, a £300 lost Betfair prices, and a losing streak, longest losing run of 23, okay? And you can take that down to each of the years down the bottom, and you can see that split between a loss in 2022, a big loss in 2023, and so far a decent profit in about 5 months, but we're not sure where that's going to go, okay? Strike rates are similar-ish. 2023 was a poorer year out of the three, okay? So now we need to try, and I'm trying to increase the strike rate mainly, but we also want to try and get a profit. So we want to increase the strike rate so that if we're looking to back favourites, we can narrow down the favourites that we're going to back. Okay, if you want to then go into the form even further, that's absolutely fine. But 35% is the average from the last 2.5 years or so, and it's shown a loss to £1 stakes. Okay, so we do want to try and improve that. Now, there's one area that I know that we will be able to improve that. But first of all, let's have a look at the breakdown settings. This helps you see which parts of the system you can improve or change to increase the strike rate, as we're trying to do in this particular blog post. Okay, so click breakdown settings, and I've just got a few here. We're going to look at the going, the number of runners, the age of the horse, the last time out position, and the SP price of the horse last time. Okay, so let's just move that. So these are the settings for the system builder. Okay, there are hundreds of these that you can choose to go through this to try and help your systems, or particularly this one we're looking at, favourites. Okay, and all of these can be used as a breakdown. Okay. Once you've selected your breakdowns, click Save Settings, and then you can go back to the System Builder and apply the rules again. So now we're going to look at the breakdowns and make sure that's checked at the top. So click Apply Rules again. And we've now got all of the breakdowns. Okay, so we can look at the going. And the first thing you'll notice, when we've got an overall strike rate of 35, so we're trying to improve that. Okay, so the going, you can see that standard going, so that's mainly, well, it's a majority of the all-weather racing has one of the lowest strike rates here and a massive loss. Okay, so it's too early for me. I don't like to take the whole of the all-weather out this early, but that's something I would certainly be keeping my mind on. Okay, that the ESP favourites in the all-weather races don't perform as well as in the other race types. Okay, but with something I'm going to bear in mind. Number of runners, the bulk of the runners here are races from up to 12 runners. Okay, the strike rates sort of go down in uniform pattern as the numbers increase. The profits are a little bit hit and miss here and there, so I'm just going to leave that for now. The horse age, the 4-year-olds, you could look at that and say that's a pretty low strike rate compared to 35 or 36% plus a big loss. First year after they were 3, joining the older horses ranks, perhaps that's something we want to keep an eye on. Okay, so the age of the horse. Last time out position, again, these sort of percentages decrease slightly as the last time out finishing position increases. but the profits are, well, the strike rate here of 35%, the loss, it's something we're just going to leave at the minute, because first of all, I'm trying to increase the strike rate. And the last time out SP, again, these are quite, apart from the odds on favourite last time out, these are all pretty similar, and a bit of a mixed match of profit and loss to BSP. Okay, so the one I'm going to add, I'm going to go back to the result breakdowns, is the speed rating, master rating. Okay, master rating rank. So I'm going to add the master rating rank to the breakdowns. Click Save Settings, go back to the System Builder and apply the rules again. Okay, so now we've added the master rating rank, which will now be right at the bottom. Okay. Now, apart from the 11th rated horse, which has got an incredible strike rate and a bit of a profit, which is clearly just a bit of a coincidence, the percentages again diminish as the master rating gets bigger, okay, or as the rank gets bigger. So what I can see from this is that the first 4 in the master rating rank, okay, this is the best speed rating the horse has achieved in the last 12 months, goes from 41 to 36, a couple of 32s, and then there is a drop to 25% for the 5th rated. So I'm going to add the new rule that the master rating rank will be between 1 and 4, okay? So I will add that rule. And there we go. Master rating rank. So we're going to say less or equal 4. So that's 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, okay? So at the present, we are in a big loss, which isn't our main aim in this blog post. We've got a 35% strike rate and a longest losing streak of 23. And we're now just concentrating on those that are BSP favourites that are also one of the top 4 master ratings. So click Apply the Rules. And we can see that we have turned the minus 300 into plus 57. So that is a big amount of profit just by concentrating on the top 4 in the master rating, okay, these speed ratings. I'm not going to, I mean, it shows the power of the speed ratings. When the speed ratings is top 4 and the horse is favourite, it improves the results. Got a losing streak of 20 and a slightly better strike rate of 36.81. Okay, so there's another one I want to look at. I'm going to just run through the other categories again. Okay, and we've now the loss on the standard going has reduced. I think it was about minus 200. Okay. This is why you don't want to just delete things straight away. It's worth looking at other factors and see how that changes things, okay? The goings are, the strike rates, it's still low on the standard going, but the rest of the goings are all pretty average, pretty much the same, okay? Number of runners, again, this will get smaller as there are more number of runners, but I'm going to leave that because we don't want to lose too many bets. We want to keep lots of bets going. The horse age, again, 4-year-olds is the lowest. The profit is slightly better, even though it's a loss. And if you were going to play around with this to find something yourself, you might want to look at knocking 4-year-olds out. Now, as I say many times, your rules have got to make common sense, okay? But it's quite, if you were knocking out a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old and leaving 7-year-olds, it might seem a little bit silly. But you could say that 4-year-olds are now in their first season of being what's classed as an older horse. So this could be a reason. And if you wanted to run this through yourself, it's something you might want to look at and try taking 4-year-olds and see how that works for you. Last time out position, the strike rates are all similar until you get down the bottom, apart from horses that didn't finish have a good strike rate. LTO 1 decimal is there's nothing really to say there. Doesn't really seem to matter what the price of the horse was last time out, and there's the top 4 master rating ranks. Okay, so the one I want to add to the breakdown settings is race distance. So we will go back to the top and tick the box race distance, save the settings, go back to the system builder and run it again. So it's still the same. These are all the same, so we haven't changed anything. We've just added the race distance result breakdown, which is here. Okay, so we're sitting at an average of about 36-37%. Sorry, that's number of runners, race distance. Okay. As there's nothing drastically wrong about 34% to 36%, but as you start getting back up to, there's quite a change from 11 furlongs to 12 furlongs, mile and a half, and ignoring the 13 furlongs, which there aren't that many races, the strike rates are improving from these shorter races and above the average that we've got of about 36. So we're in the 40s here, high 38s, 40s, and drops again around the 3 mile mark. Okay, so I'm going to just use a rule that the distance will be between a mile and a half and I'm going to say 2 miles 7. I'm going to say 3 miles and over we're going to ignore. Okay, there's not that many races. There's not a lot of difference in the profit, but I think this is a nice bracket between a mile and a half and under 3 miles. Okay, so if we add that as a rule, and that is race distance between a mile and a half and 2 miles 7. Okay, apply the rules. And what do we have now? Okay, nice. We've increased the strike rate from 36 to 40%. The longest losing streak is now only 15. And if it's something we certainly didn't want to be left in a loss, and it's spread over 3 years, 2.5 years, but there's a £242 profit. I think originally we had 18,000 bets, so it's reduced the number of bets, but certainly increased the strike rate. So we were the first of all on the blog post. We were looking at we saw that there was about a 35% strike rate and a massive loss of 300 points to just backing the Betfair favourite, where the BSP is 6.5 or less. Using the master rating rank, so the horse is one of the top 4 speed rating horses, and just confining it to these distance, we're narrowing down our bets, but we're increasing the strike rate to 40%. So we're now getting 40% on the favourites. Okay, the losing streak is only 15, and there's a £200 plus profit. Okay, and if we look at that through the 3 years, we can see that despite 2003 still being the lowest strike rate, there was a 60-point profit. Okay, it's not massive, but it's a 60-point profit, and we're only concentrating on favourites. We've narrowed down the field. We've narrowed down our bets because we're only going to back a BSP favourite if it's one of the top 4 master-rated horses by speed ratings and between these distances. Okay, so the last thing I want to just add to this is if you wanted to increase the strike rate, and just again to show how the speed ratings can give you certainly a winning edge in lots of ways. we've got a 40% strike rate here. So if let's include breakdowns out. If we just concentrated on the top three, okay, and apply the rules, still got a 40% strike rate, and the profit's gone down. But let me just go to the top two, master rating. You've got 42% strike rate now and a losing streak of just 14. And if you just concentrated on the BSP favourites that over these distance that were the top rated master rating, speed rating horse, got 45% strike rate and a losing streak of just 10. Okay, now you can all see that the profit is only £102 over 3 years. But if you're looking to narrow down your bets and to have a decent strike rate, favourites are somewhere you should be looking at anyway, because you know you've always got a 35% strike rate anyway. So the favourites are horses that are going to continuously win a lot of races. But if you need to narrow that down to make a profit. If I just put that back to the master rating, top 4 rated, and apply that again. Okay, that's the final standings, if you like, just for this little test about how to make money from backing the favourites. And these are the rules you'd want to use. Okay, so each day you'd want to be looking at the races between 1 mile 4 and 2 miles 7, and horses that were ranked in the top 4 of the master rating, speed rating. Okay, and then you would have to use a betting app such as Fairbot, or I keep forgetting the name of the other one. I can't remember what it's called, the main one. But so you can place your bets, and you can have a rule that says you can put your bets into the software early in the day, and just say that the horse must be BSP of 6.5 or less at the off, and it must be BSP ranked 1.